Welcome everybody to the Fighter Share Report. This is episode 7. That's siete, set
Hey man, don't start it this week.
7, right?
Don't start.
In Spanglish, seven. So we're good. We got a good show. We want y'all to stay tuned. We got an interview coming up. It's off the charts. Knowledge, trust me. Fighter fans, you want to stick around for that. Plus, we got some good segments. This is the Badger.
This is Brew.
You're here. We're here. So let's get this thing started. We'll be right back on the Fighter Share Report. Welcome back. Man, I'm looking forward to this. It was a good week, so we're going to start it off with the weekend review.
Yes, sir. The weekend review. We're going to talk about the fights that's happened this weekend. First one up, Jon Jones, OSP, Omega Psi-Phi, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Against the Olympian Segundo.
So yeah. You won't hear from him again. It was a good fight.
Was it?
It was, the second one. I'm going to say the first one was a good fight because it demonstrated again how Dana White will balloon somebody up to get bust. And that's exactly what happened. This young man, 2008 Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. I applaud any wrestler who wins a gold medal because that's one of the toughest sports on the planet. And to win it in the Olympics, applaud you, sir. But you're not in the Olympics anymore, Dorothy. You're in Mighty Mouse's cage. And Demetrius Johnson took him apart. First round, took him apart.
Yeah, those knees were vicious, man. And the fact he leg pressed him when he did get him on the ground where he thought he would be in control as a wrestler, he leg pressed him up off of him, bro. And almost like some type of Super Saiyan move or something.
Yes.
But the knees were plentiful.
And the elbows were well placed.
And it ended his night.
Early. Kind of like Rashad. And then we go to Jon Jones. Still want to get you on here, Rashad Evans caller. Jon Jones made his return to the ring against OSP.
OPP.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. I still don't. He's an Omega man, so shout out to all the Omegas out there, I guess.
Yeah, he did y'all proud last night.
Jon Jones, just was systematic.
He was, yeah. But this kid had some good hands.
Yeah, and he got a lot of heart.
He got a lot of heart, and he found a home for his right hand. He just didn't find it often enough.
And he was home for a lot of elbows, knees, and kicks.
Yes.
So we hope to see you back, OSB, Jon Jones. Best fight in the world. It was a little rusty, but we'll see you in 2 or 3 months against Cormier.
I still say, he'll be ready for Cormier then. He would not have been ready for Cormier last night.
And that's why it didn't happen last night.
That's not, Thank you, Cormier, for injuring yourself.
HBO.
So,
Triple G.
Yes, but the fight before that.
Chocolatito. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. Against McWilliams Arroyo.
An Irish?
Listen, Puerto Ricans, they kind of like us. They just make up names.
Oh, like Shakawanda?
McWilliams Arroyo, the other half of the Arroyo twins, his brother Mick Joe, who will probably get a crack at Chocolatito in a few months. I'm just rhyming today. You see that? Anyway, great fight. Arroyo showed a lot of heart. Had some skill. Arroyo's a very good fighter. Chocolatito's just great. Yeah. He couldn't hurt him. Yeah. Chocolatito overwhelmed him. Yes. Went 12 rounds. It was entertaining. It was a good fight, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Another win with Chocolatito.
It could have gone 15. It would have still been the same. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. Chocolatito really worked the body. It hurt us watching the fight. Yeah. It just, that's all I can say.
Triple G. Dominic Wade.
Dominic who?
Yeah. Exactly. Wade, listen. We said this a few weeks ago. We didn't know who you were. And it wasn't about how much who Triple G was. It's more about what you was going to do. And that's just what you did. You waded into that Triple G water.
Yes. And you got two.
And listen, next time before you fight, bro, let's at least look like you're ready to fight. Look a little soft around the midsection. And Triple G took advantage of that after he clubbed you on the top of the head a few times. You went out in the second round. You got the check 2 times for DC.
First of all, DC should have had a better showing than that.
And that's it. This segment is over. It's like that fight last night. There's nothing else to say.
Wow. Didn't even need a count.
Didn't need a count. It's a wrap. We'll be back.
He's so wrong.
On the Fighter Share Report.
Welcome back to the Fighter Share Report. Don't behave on this segment. We got a good one. This is called On My Grind.
Yes, sir.
We love this segment. It just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Because it's good. So the Badger has a good one, and I have one. So we're going to start with the good one first.
All right, On My Grind this week is Muhammad Mo Muscle Darius. Mo Muscle. Muhammad from the Space Coast. Over there by Coach Pete White, man, from Titusville.
Yeah.
Was a heck of a football player in high school, received a scholarship at University of Central Florida as a running back.
They got a football team?
They got one. I mean, they ain't show up this year. But anyway, yeah, so Mr. Darius has been climbing the ranks, and now he's on the UFC show where he's trying to get into the house, the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
He did take a first loss, I think on Friday when the show aired, he took a loss. I don't know how the show was structured, but I'm assuming he'll get the fight again and try to stay in the house, so how that works. But he's been grinding in Central Florida for quite some time. He's been winning a lot of tournaments, or has won a lot of tournaments here locally. And from all accounts, man, he's a beast. He's your guy. State high school wrestling champ. So he's a wrestler, man. Needs to work on some skills as far as his striking goes, but he's a superb wrestler. And by all accounts, he's the next big thing coming out of Florida as far as MMA. So shout out to Muhammad Mo Muscle Darius. Shout out to everybody on the third coast, the other coast, or whatever, Coach Pete White, Melbourne, Brevard County, Titusville, the whole area, man. That's what I got.
I like that. You gotta follow him. I find a lot of wrestlers have issues when they move into MMA because most people go back to what they know best.
Right.
So we're pulling for you. Central Florida, stand up.
There you go.
I have a great one.
Okay.
This week for On My Grind.
Okay.
On My Grind this week, I have Mr. Bombs Away 47, Joey Orduna.
Woo!
So gotta give some love to Joey
Bombs
Orduna.
away.
Joey has been grinding, man, and working to give a lot of local fighters a chance.
Absolutely.
To pay them fairly and give the fans their money's worth in these fights. We caught up with Joey last year, went to one of his fights over in Lakeland.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had another, we've gone to actually 2 fights in Lakeland that he's done. Mm-hmm. And they keep getting progressively better. Absolutely. And then recently, we went to one over at the Bayfront Hilton, Bombs Away 5. Mm-hmm. And it just, I think he's found a home over there in St. Pete at the Bayfront Hilton. Joey is really working and doing his thing. He's giving people a lot of opportunity who may not get a good fight. And he's trying to put things in the hands of the fighters. So he's one of those promoters who are a good guy, lost money to make sure other people made money. So absolutely. Joey Orduna, kudos to you, sir. You're on my grind.
Yes, sir. And what I did know is Joey was a former Olympian, man. Yeah, I found it out. I was on Wikipedia the other day. Joey is a former pillow fighting champ. Yes. He was ranked nationally for, the best pillow fighter in the country. I didn't know that. Joey, you should let us in on that. I didn't know you ranked nationally for pillowcase fighting. Listen, teach me the skill, bro. Teach me. In the meantime, Bombs Away 66, coming July 4th, St. Pete, Bayfront Hilton, Clarence Booth. Joey, you need to get us there, man. We need to be there. We need to be there. Ringside. Right there. I know you got the pool.
Wait a minute.
You can do it.
You said pillow fighting champion.
Yeah.
I thought you said pillow biting champion. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
So,
whoa.
We'll be right back with an interview from who?
Adrian Clark.
Mr. Adrian Clark.
Black Jesus himself.
Y'all don't want to miss this.
Joey, I did not say that. I did not say that.
I thought that's what he said, Joey. I thought that's what he said. You working hard, doing your thing. I thought that's what he said. We'll be right back with Mr. Adrian Clark. This interview, y'all don't want to miss it on the Fighter Share Report. It's that shirt that threw me off. All right, Fighter Share Report. Welcome back. On Skype, we have one of the interviews we've been looking forward to the most this inaugural season. He's one of the best blessings to come along for fighters, MMA and boxing in many years.
Absolutely.
He has developed a concept that is a game changer. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned and welcome Mr. Adrian Clark to the show. Thank you, Mr. Clark.
I was actually looking for someone else. I thought you were introducing someone else on the show, man. Thank you for that warm introduction, man. I appreciate it.
Well, when the show airs, we're gonna have some horns and trumpets behind it. So,
Well, I'm gonna call you Black Jesus because I feel like you're a godsend, bro. I feel like what you're doing for the game is unprecedented, and hopefully a lot of these young guys is cutting their teeth in the business will actually take them to what you put out there, understand it, and implement it. So we're gonna jump right in. What inspired you to create this contract?
Being minded and being a guy that actually fought before in the amateurs. Although I didn't make it to the professional ranks, it wasn't a goal of mine. My goal coming in was to make an impact on the industry. And I had to get my feet wet, of course, and kind of learn the industry, learn the ins and outs, learn the promoters and who's who and what's what. And then once I got comfortable and once I developed a name, I felt it necessary that the fighters not only are better educated on the business, but to give them something that protects them going forward. We got a lot of guys, as many guys as we see now that are very successful, whether it be world champions or whatever. There's just as many guys that are on the outside, not even in the sport anymore, because they either signed with the wrong promoter or they signed with a manager that completely ruined their careers, and they were binding to them contractually to where they couldn't move or couldn't do anything. This document, like now, I wish I could have created it 10 or 20 years ago, but here it is now to actually help guys out and protect them moving forward so they can actually have a flourishing career and continue to make money.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that not only are you Black Jesus, but we're gonna liken you to like what Baby and Slim did with Cash Money Records or No Limit, how they actually changed the way music was done and how it was mass produced. What you've done will do nothing short and change the game of boxing. I mean, if guys really implement what you put in place, it's going to completely change the landscape of the sport. And I hope that we're a part, or that we're still able to see that success as it comes into fruition, because this is awesome.
well, I applaud you, and I'm gonna cut that limb off because I see a big difference in what you're doing and what Baby and Slim and Master P did. They were doing it to make money off of others. You were doing it to show others how they can make money off of themselves. And
Right, exactly.
I'm appreciative, and I won't call you Black Jesus because if it wasn't for Jesus, you wouldn't be able to do this. So I'm appreciative for you being able to do this. Yes.
I think you got the kind words. But like I said, man, it's overdue. Those comparisons, I'm very excited about those comparisons, but it was time in boxing for something innovative and something new to happen. I mean, I tip my hat, even though I see him as a competitor of mine, but I tip my hat for Al Heyman doing something that is innovative and to keep boxing fresh on people's minds. Now I feel it's my job to come in, kind of clean up and debunk the myths of boxing and eliminate managers owning these professional fighters who are business owners themselves, and make sure these guys make enough money to where once they do retire, they'll be okay in retirement, or they can help out the younger fighters just coming in behind them and educate them. But this was long overdue.
Be careful, because the last time someone tried to end slavery, it started a civil war.
And I think I thought about all the negatives that come about this thing before I even put it out. I actually talked to a lot of prominent promoters and a lot of power players in and behind the scenes in boxing to make sure that what I was doing wasn't going to step on any toes besides management. So right now, my entire core was with those that call themselves managers or advisors in the business of boxing. Everything else will take care of itself. But we need the promoters right now. So my core is not with the promoters, but right now my core is with boxing managers and people that call themselves advisors or whatever it may be. That's who I want to clean that out first, and then I'll go from there.
Well, you definitely gotta aim small, so that way you miss small. So right now, the fight is centered where it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if quite some time from now, maybe not in the too far distant future, it changed the total landscape of the business. But we're not gonna put you on the spot about that. Now that we got you on, though, some great fights on card last night. Your boy Earl Spence out in Dallas, I'm sure you're familiar with. You watched him fight We were talking earlier before the cameras came on. We were telling you that we didn't know that he was going to be able to stop Algeria. We figured it was going to be a dominant performance. But you let us in on something. Would you like to share that with everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, the kid's work ethic. I think that's something that people don't see. They just see him before he fights and then finished product. But I picked him up one time from the airport, and he did this workout at his house. It was 41 minutes, 20 minutes on the mitts with his coach Derek James, and then he finished up with 21 minutes on the 250-pound heavy bag. And just his work ethic and the intensity of the workout, it continued to climb throughout the workout. Usually, I mean, guys' intensity kind of goes down with fatigue and other factors, but this kid is a freak of nature to where his workouts that they go up in intensity. And this one workout I watched at his house after he flew back from, I think, California. It made me go home and actually try to get some work done. I didn't want to go to sleep. It's like watching a guy work that hard and push himself. Nobody in the background screaming, go hard and chant. None of that. It was complete silence. All you heard was him ripping the bag. His work ethic is insane. So most people were shocked by his performance, but people that actually know him and watch him work out, that's exactly what you expected from him.
Champ, I know you said you boxed in college, and we had a debate a couple of shows ago.
Yes.
Where I brought up the fact that I believe the NCAA should take over and start sanctioning college boxing again, since it stopped back in 1960. It did it from 1924 to 1960, but financially they didn't see a bonus in sanctioning college boxing. So now we have the National Collegiate Boxing Association, which is now sponsored by USA Boxing. But I'm asking how you feel. Do you think the NCAA should re-sanction boxing so these kids could gain financial scholarships and be able to go to school, those that are working their behinds off in the amateurs?
Oh, no, absolutely. And I think what it does, it helps send kids to college that can't afford to pay for it, that have a talent in boxing. But what it also does, it helps educate the professional fighters on what goes on in the business. So just as much as you learn your core studies in college, and if you're an athlete, basketball players get taught about the next level, the football players get taught about the next level, even the tennis players get taught about the next level. It would be great for boxing and boxers to be taught about the next level and the myths or the actualities that go on in boxing to help prepare them and make them aware of what they're about to face, not only inside the ring, but most importantly, that this is the most important part of what goes on outside the ring. Yeah, of course, you know the risk of possibly getting hurt in the ring. I mean, you know what you signed up for, but they don't tell you, like, after you go into retirement, that there's no more checks coming in. No matter how many titles you win, the IBF or the WBC or any of those sanctions, they don't send you checks after your retirement. There's no health or dental insurance set up for you after you retire. The fighters don't know that, and nobody seems to want to tell them that in the beginning. It's just once everything is a wrap, they expect, okay, well, hopefully you saved your money well so you can have these things taken care of. Like, no, they need to know this beforehand. So having the NCAA bring it back and actually look out for these guys in and outside of the ring, it will be something that's amazing and something that I would want to be a part of going forward if it ever happens.
Champ, that was part of the same debate we had on the show about that. I felt like it would be advantageous for those kids to go back and get a degree and learn the fight game. However, for a manager standpoint, the same people that you're targeting in your endeavors, they probably wouldn't be so keen on that because it would take away a lot of their advantages, especially on the business end. You know, it's a lot harder to do negotiations with someone that knows the ins and outs of the negotiation versus doing it with someone that's kind of blind. So you echo our sentiments exactly on that issue.
Yep, either that or they got to face me now. I'm a guy that's educated, and I'm a guy that looks out for the best interest of the professional fighter. I know as long as I do this the right way, the money's going to come. I mean, I'm still a young guy. I'm not even in my 30s yet. So, I mean, I've seen a little bit, but I know doing things the right way will get you the right outcome eventually when it comes to finances. So they may not want to deal with educated fighters or guys that have either went to college, whatever it may be. But now you have to deal with a manager in the business that is solely for the fighters. I can't be bought. I can't be talked down in regards to what I want to do for these fighters. So they probably want to. If you look at a boxing manager now, they probably would prefer a guy to go to college and try to get an education in regards to dealing with me, because I feel like, just like Earl Spence, my work ethic, I'm a totally different beast when it comes to my ideas and what I want to get done to innovate something. So they probably would choose a guy trying to go to college and maybe get an education, maybe not, rather than dealing with me right now, because I feel like the steam is just starting to get behind me in regards to this train that I'm on. And the more I read, the more I research, the more I learn, the more I work, the faster this train starts to go. And eventually, it's going to be damn near impossible to stop.
Well, I applaud you, and I would never call you the Black Jesus. But what I will do is we are going to anoint you the Black Pope or the Squared Circle.
Yeah. Listen, I ain't annoying nobody. I don't have that power, so I'm going to leave that alone. All right, champ. Well, we're not going to hold you up, man. We know you're a busy man, and you're going to be a busy man in the future. Listen, you're always welcome on the show. We're going to reach out to you, man. I'm going to come out to Dallas and check you out, bro, because you got some big things going, and I might need to pull on that coattail a little bit, man. So from us here in Florida out to you, man, good job. Keep your head up. If there's anything that we can do out here, let us know. And Godspeed, man, for whatever that means.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I really appreciate it. Anytime you guys want to have me on, I'm more than happy to be on. But anytime you guys want to come to Dallas, or next time I'm in Florida, I'll definitely reach out to you guys.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate it, man. You stay in contact. We'll be in contact. Salute.
Sounds good, man. Thank you, guys.
God bless you. Thank you. Family, that was Mr. Adrian Clark. Woo. Innovator, motivator, illuminator. Everything but the carburetor. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back, guys.
On the Fighter Share Report. Wow, what an interview. What an interview.
Solid dude, man.
He is. I mean, he's one of those friends of the show that we're glad to say, completely honored to say he's a friend of the show.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to one of my favorite segments, Punch Counter Punch.
Yes, sir.
And we have a good one today. I just want to say, I got much mad love for Joey Orduna, and I hope it wasn't taken the wrong way what the Badger said in the segment before the interview. So what we got for Punch Counter Punch?
So we talk about these mandatory defenses for these champs. These champs nowadays are fighting who they want to fight. And I kind of agree with it, and here's why. On the premise that you fight another heavy contender or a challenger, someone that can really give you a go, I think if you fight a tough opponent, you deserve the next fight. You can pick whoever you want. I just feel like you've earned that right as a champ. I feel like you see it all the time in other sports, especially team sports, where if you play a tough team or you've had a grind out season, your first opponent in the playoffs is a weaker level team, right? If you in college football, you see all the time, they'll have a 3 or 4 game span where they don't have to play a lot of tough contenders. Their next week is a homecoming game or a bye week or some cupcake. So boxing is no different. If you're a champ, you're out there contending, and you've had a fight or two that's been really tough, then you deserve to treat yourself to a nice Debbie cake. Not the kind you eat.
Back on planet Earth. No. If you're the champ, be the champ.
Right.
You're not the champ on Sundays and the champ on Mondays. No. Be the champ. If you are the champ, okay, I know this is a far stretch, but if you were a champ,
okay,
you should have to fight everybody in the top 4, top 5 that year.
Of what sanctioning body? I get to pick?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. If you're the WBO champ, you fight the top 4 WBO contenders.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're at least they should have a shot at least once a year. Why are you sitting in the top 10 and you haven't had a title shot in 3 years?
There's too much ambiguity in that.
No,
I just asked you what sanctioning body. You didn't even tell me.
Right.
So
I did say the sanctioning body you're the champ of.
Oh, okay.
So
great.
and if I'm the number 1 contender and I'm just sitting there, I need to fight somebody in the top 10 at least 3 times during that year.
So if I win the WBC belt and all my contenders are from Japan, then I would gladly fight all my contenders from Japan. Let all the other contenders and the other sanctioning bodies have at it. I'm the champ. I'm the champ until I get beat. I get to dictate the terms of that because I am the champ. I earned that belt. I beat everybody you put in front of me. So, after I beat my opponent, then I can afford to fight you or any other cupcake or patsy that's out there. And I get ready to come
So
back
you're
for my
saying
next
people
fight.
in the top 10 are cupcakes and patsies?
Well, we all know that with these sanctioning bodies, ain't too many top contenders out there in the first place, which is part of the problem.
But you only beat the people in front of you. But you need to give those
Absolutely.
people in the top 10 an opportunity to fight for the title. And the people in the top 10 need to keep fighting, not just sitting there ranked number 9, number 7, number 8, and you haven't fought anybody in the top 10 in 2 or 3 years to keep your ranking. No, you need to continue to fight people in the top 10 so as people move up, as you lose and you fall out of the top 10, other people can move up and keep this circle, the cycle of life. Just like the Lion King, the circle of life. Keep that circle going, Mufasa. We got to have these things in place to
I
where
am Mufasa.
whatever. Scar. Scar. We gotta have these things in place where the champions have to start. And then once, twice a year, yeah, let the champ fight somebody. Make a mandatory that you fight somebody from another sanctioning body who is a world champion. Because the days, I think, are going to be long gone of unified heavyweight champions.
And we agree to disagree. This segment is done. We were back. Fighter Share Report. Oh, yeah, Joey, I never said you bite pillows. That was him.
I didn't say you bought pillows either. I thought that's what he said, Joey.
No, he didn't.
Yo, man, you're an Orduna. Welcome back, man. It's a good show.
That's what we do, bro.
Adrian Clark interview. Punch Counterpunch was kind of hot topic.
That's what we do.
I know. And on my grind. And I love the weekend review.
Weekend
So-
review.
Oh, yeah, please remember to check out the interviews that we post
Mhm.
on the Fighter Share report, the Fighter Share YouTube page.
Yes, sir.
Please check out those. Those are there's some good interviews. We got some new ones gonna be posted soon. We reposted Mr. Gary Russell Jr. before he fought. Reposted Hot Rods before he fought. And these are recent. So get up there and check out these interviews.
Absolutely. I just want to give a big shout out to all my local guys. Shouts out to Legends Boxing Gym over in West Tampa. Shout out to Kurt Sherman, Coach Sherman Henson. Hey, Bryant, Goodfella Perella, Joseph Biggie Boy Legale, Antonio T2 Tarver Jr., Bryant El Jefe Hornsby, Sammy Figueroa, Hector Macho Camacho Jr. I mean, the list goes on and on. Erickson the Hammer Lubin, Dennis the Surgeon Galarza, that whole SOH camp out of Orlando. You guys came over here and got good work. I was blessed to be a part of it. Just keep doing your thing, man. Local shout out, local love to all those guys. Shouts out to Prince Rogers Nelson. That's a legend. We gonna miss him. The world doesn't know how influential he is, but we will now that he's gone. That's all I got.
Hey, I actually sat down and watched Purple Rain again after he passed, and for anybody that really gave him a lot of grief, and coming from the field of stand-up comedy, Prince took a lot of grief.
Right.
But not a lot of people knew that he was a very talented comedian. Him and Jay Leno were close. But after watching Purple Rain, man, I realized just what a genius he was and ahead of his time. When you think about that movie when it came out, I think it was 1984. And the things that were in there, just the techniques they used, and all the other movies that came afterwards that kind of picked and poked and they took things from it. So Prince is a genius. The Lord called home. We lost Michael. I mean, Whitney. You know, you're going to miss him. But fortunately for capitalism, we have iTunes.
There you go.
So,
And we out. Fighter Show Report.
episode 7
Yes, sir.
in the books. Shout out to USF. Go Bulls.